Okay, hi guys, it's Yaz here. I'm going to show you my build for stalling out Ibaraki Doji in the Rashoumon event for FGO. A little bit of background, I've only been playing for less than 40 days, about 37 days I think. And I'm making this as a guide for people who have been having trouble keeping up with the required damage points for the week. I think you need 300 million over the course of the 14-day event period. So I think we're wrapping up on week 1. You should be at about 150 million. So I was having trouble keeping up for the first 7 days. So I built and tested this team until I found this composition with the help of my friends. So I'm gonna go over it here. So without further ado, let's look at the comp. We've got Waver with a full Golden Captures a Carp or GCC max limit break. Mash with a GCC, a support Gil with MLB Tales of Shanao. David with the GCC as well. This is my contribution to this build. A George with a Volumen. And lastly, we've got Ku with a GCC as well. So naturally, you could tell that if these GCCs were all MLB, that would have been better. And if the Volumen were MLB as well, that would have been good. Like I said, I've only been playing 37 days, so my skill levels are pretty low. But I believe the most important skills you have to have leveled here are David's. I think it's called Harp of Healing for the team evade, and Ku's Protection from Arrows for his personal 3 evades. And as an equipment, we're using the Mystic Code Atlas Institute uniform for the 1-turn invincible. Believe me, that's necessary. The Reign of Isis is also good for wiping buff immunity. And Eyes of Medjed to help either David's skill or Ku's skill proc again. So that's the setup. I'm aware that there are a bit of variations. You could try. I've tried putting a TOS on Ku, and I've tried putting a TOS on Ku like that. I've also tried, and I haven't tried it because once I found the lineup that worked, I was happy enough to catch up first in damage and maybe start experimenting if I go over that. You could put Ku in David's slot and do a bit of damage with a TOS. But yeah, I'll see if I can put up another video once I get to the damage requirements, because I'm not yet at 150 million for to make week 1's requirements. So without further ado, let's get to the run. I think this is correct. Yeah, let's go. So I'll try not to talk when the characters are talking. I think their voices are stronger than mine. First time recording on the phone. So yeah, it took me a bit of tries. I had one where I was being hopeful. I had a Herc at the back at the last slot to try and finish it out, and then I had a Jean in the 3rd slot instead of a Gil trying to kill it. Okay, so we've got wave 1. The notes here are maximize your NP. You're gonna wanna hit 80 for 2 and at least 50 for 1. Because Waver can get you all the way to 100 for all 3 guys if you get there. And the only skill you should be using in this first wave is the NP up of Gil. And one more note is be careful because of the number of GCCs we're running. Most of them are at this point, only Mash will not one hit them or one card them. So be careful about that. If you get several max limit break GCCs, I think even Mash can one hit these guys. So I would do something like this, hopefully to just kill one guy and get more turns on this wave so that I can get more NP. So this is a good one. I rarely see a Arts Chain when I'm doing this. And here we go. This kind of bad. This means, well, Waver doesn't need the art, so maybe I'll just give Gil a bit of quick. Yeah, let's try that. It doesn't give me much else. I didn't use Gil's skill yet because yeah, here's this. So we've got Mosh, he's ready to NP as well. But Gil is 15 short, so that's 3 rounds. We're hoping the shuffle gives Gil some NP. Alright, that's good. I see an NP chain that should get us to I see a arts chain which will give us our NP chain. So the first turn, my note here is don't use your if for some reason you did build up a full NP chain here, don't do it yet because you want them to charge up once so that when Waver hits them it'll charge down. But you should put up the defense buffs because you will be tanking this with just your HP and don't bother touching the ads because when Gil NPs he's gonna take him out and don't need any of that yet. I think I'll favor doing an NP chain. There we go. I mean arts chain, and just keep confusing these two. Okay. The worst thing that can happen here is Doji crits you on turn 1 and somebody's really low. Okay, so we're in good shape here. It's probably the best place to be with this build. But there are a few variations. I'll talk about them now. You could be still short of your NP chain. If that's the case, if you're only 10 short on Mash, do remember that one of her skills gives you, I think it's the Invincible, gives a 10% NP gain. Now, if you do use that, you could actually technically give it to somebody else if somebody else is short, like it's probably going to be Gil. But my advice if you do that is to not yet use your NP chain that turn, because if Waver stuns, you've wasted 2 turn delays, so both the Invincible and the stun on the same turn, and you wasted one of them. So in this case, I'm in good shape. I will just do the NP chain. Yeah, I think that's most of the variations. There's also variations where you go to another turn after this, because you're really short. You're really short on NP charge. If that happens, do taunt on this turn so that you'll make it to the next turn unscathed. Unless you got really lucky and Ibaraki did her skill and nobody's low on HP. Alright, of course he's gonna NP, so you wanna use this. And so initially I was doing it Waver, Mash, Gil, but I've been told that the stun goes up if I put Mash in front, and the additional defense buff doesn't do all that much, so yeah, I think I'll do that. Make sure you're it really matters if you're targeting the boss. Okay, so we'll be in good shape here because of Mash's damage cut, and I think there's still a bit left over from Wavers. At this point, I don't like using the tanking skill of Mash yet because they've still got damage cut. And yeah, I just go ahead and try to build NP, but really we're running out on this damage window.
よし、あ、
水郷よな。
罠だ。罠だ。
Oh, I forgot to say there are variations where you don't actually need to use discerning eye, and that's good. In that case, you might wanna do, like, for example, well, here we're gonna get another NP chain, so you might want to hold it and see whether you can get any of these three guys to go again. I prefer Gil, of course, for more damage, and remembering that we're trying to do at least the minimum, which I computed to be about 2.5 million per 3 BP run, so that you're keeping up with the requirement. Correct my math if it's wrong. Here I still think I have damage cut. Let's check. Yeah, and neither Waver or Gil are near, so I think I'll just straight up do another NP chain.
よし、行くぞ。
Because we still have damage cut.
罠だ。はっ。
There, I got greedy, so now I lost. That's why it was kind of a decision point. I lost Mash's Invince and Taunt, so it's a bit of a waste. Well, here now, what I like to do when David comes out is to immediately use this. So that, and I know it could get wasted when if she does her AoE, but I do that because you want the cooldown to start already, and since it stays for one hit, you're hoping it all works out. It's the story of this build, hoping it all works out.
行くぞ。
くだらん。
罠だ。
But I've done fairly consistently. Well, the build has consistency, and I've done fairly well. Of 16 runs, I've only dropped one. It's because I got greedy. I think I might drop this one because I did get greedy. Okay. So we've got, yeah, we're probably gonna NP here and give Gil an extra hit. We might as well use this because I think they're done after he NPs. And we're gonna hope to high heavens that he doesn't hit David, because we do need that second evade.
これぞ大軍師の究極陣地。
So actually, we're past turn 5. I think we're past turn 5, so that's mostly just oh, we are at turn 5, so turn 6. So yeah, this is just a blob of stalling at this point. And so yeah, first notice when David comes out, use skills, and all the buffs, of course. Okay, now we're lucky. He got stunned. Fairly good. Now you could Invince Ku here, but I'd call that being greedy because there's a low chance Doji kills all three of them next round. That would be catastrophic for us. But it's a possibility if she does her AoE after her NP, and normally I'd like to have George out at this point because he can take tank the NP, but since this is how things pan out, just go ahead and make do with what you have.
よし、気楽に気楽に。無駄だ。トン。
Alright, so fingers crossed. Take out the left or the right, but don't take out the right. That's fine. You got 3 MPs out. That's above average, on the average of the world. And now you're hoping he doesn't NP. I mean AoE. Alright, there we go. Alright, so here comes George with his Invince. And you'll notice that pretty dangerous here for David and Waver. David especially because he only got and that's on me. I only leveled these guys for this, but for this event, David started at 0. I'm really lucky I got this far. So yeah, put the guts on immediately because she's not gonna NP. She's not gonna NP anyway. Put the taunt on. So the worst case scenario, she AOEs and David bites it. But yeah, what are you gonna do? We're here. I am not sure what maximizes my damage here. Something like this. Higher levels, of course. But that's ouch, yep, and that's the worst possibility because there's no more cooldowns for. Well, not because this looks pretty good. So Waver's really near death. I'm just gonna give the discerning into Waver here. Of course, use all those skills. So that's good. He's never gonna go again with the others with his NP. He doesn't have enough. Oh, he does have one more on him, but we'll have Invincible as a backup and the cooldown reduction. Alright. Yeah, so same thing when they come out, use the skills. Try to maximize your damage, but we are close to an NP, so I think I'll try to give Cool some NP. Oof. So yeah, like I said, I was running Cool with TOS for a while. But I settled on this. Still got a good pool of defensive buffs. So George probably gonna get knocked out this round. I hope she can hit all her attacks to him in single target. Oh, he's good. That's the best outcome. Yeah, he's got another. Oh, but he doesn't have taunt anymore. What you gonna do? Alright. Still good. Alright, so here's the trouble. We've got one invincible. We're gonna have to use it on Ku early for her next NP, just in case it hits. So it's gonna be rather close here. And he's sealed too. Oh no, if Fade stays up, we can just pull that. Hope she hits Waver or George. There you go, let's go. Hope that's it. Waver's gone. We're in good shape. If she NPs Ku, he's good. If she NPs George, that's even better. And we've got lots of resources left. Ku's NP is almost ready. It's pretty comfortable. Bunch of resources. Just trying to maximize damage now. Alright, so best case scenario, she hits Ku. I'll have both of them left, I think. Or no, actually, best case scenario, she hits George, so I'll have 2 left. We're good to lose the evade, all of it. Alright, but 3 turns. Alright, so I'll put the evade up. So that's 3 attacks. Should be good enough. Go for crits. I think I should go for crits, right? Don't have this part of the game down pat yet. Oh, maybe I should have wiped that debuff. Oh, here we are. Alright, so he's got 1 more hit on that. We'll use it this turn. He'll probably take another hit. And he should be able to live through that. This probably in the bag. Let's see if we can fish some crits out for the end. This is a pretty good run. It goes as low as 2 points. Yeah, sorry, I was talking during the fight sequence. I was saying the damage goes from about 2.2 million, that's the worst I've seen, to about here. I've seen it go as far as 4.5 million. But this run looks like it's in the bag. On the average, I will have one resource left. Like I said, we lost Mashes in Vince, so I usually still have that, and sometimes even the cooldown reduction up towards the end of it. But pretty comfortable here. The math was pretty certain. Let's just get the maximum amount of damage out of this. I'm really sorry, I'm not 100% sure this is better, but here it is. Alright, there we go, and he's got this in Vince, the thing, and all clear. Did we get any nice drops? No, and yeah, alright.